Alrighty. Hello, guys. It's Lovey, and today we are talking about the allegations against Derrick Jaxn, and not even necessarily the allegations. I'm not really here for the tea. I'm here for more what we can learn from this and just kind of break it down a little bit. So, let's start it. The allegations against cheating came from a couple of women. Actually, there's now 3 women who have come out against or for being like the side chicks. the manosphere has totally exploded, as we all know, and they are really doing an I told you so. Rightfully, though, rightfully, I will give them that. They have every right to, solely for the fact that they did. They said it a long time ago. They're pulling up all their videos year ago, 2 years ago, really, really going in. And really triumphant that they're feeling exposed. And Derrick Jaxn's audience is obviously feeling very betrayed. Very betrayed. I watched a snippet of the third party video, and that's about where everybody checked out, I think. At that point, it was like, okay. Let it go. It's over. You're done. You're done for. And the whole comment section is just, Derrick, no, I cannot. Da, 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 da. This is ridiculous. I can't stand you. I look at you like a monster now. Oh, yeah. The ladies are going in. And keep going in. Don't let it go. Because he needs it. He really needs to feel the wrath. He ain't felt the wrath of a woman in a long time. Maybe ever. I don't think he's ever felt the real wrath of a woman. And the dragons are letting them have it. And yeah, I even hopped in for a sec. I'm like, if you put that bonnet on her, to make her look like more dumb than she already do, like, just say that. Like, because at this point you're embarrassing her, totally embarrassing her. So let's talk about it. The first mistress who came out, and this is the only one who I have pretty much any real info on. I wasn't really interested in delving deeper. You got other side chicks, they probably got similar stories, but Candace, the reason why I'm a little about her is because it seems like she been had receipts, like she been waiting to do this, like she's a certified homewrecker, yo. And I think that's why she was the best person to do it. Because she kept the receipts, because I feel like she was gonna ultimately do this regardless. And yeah, she's got pictures of his crusty toes, recording his house, and all sorts of shit. Saving old messages. Very old messages. Like, girl, that looked like that was filmed on an iPhone 4. Quit playing. But regardless, yeah, at the end of the day, she's bitter because she thought that somebody was gonna leave his woman for her, and that's not happening. So, I do want to tell you what we can learn from this situation. We all know the rundown. I don't really want to get too into it, but I want to say what we can learn from this. If you're going to be a side chick, you got to be the side chick. He comes to you for comfort and this and that and this and that. Okay, girl? If you're going to be the side chick, do your job. I feel like she missed out on a lot of money here. Like, this could have been a whole blackmail scheme and all sorts of shit. And she didn't do that. That's why you're stupid. And that's why I'm like, girl, you're a bad side chick. And now no one will probably ever want you to be their side chick because you snitch when you don't get your way. You thought somebody, like, if you're the side chick, you should know. Nobody's going to leave their partner for you. And if they are, they're not going to do it because you're begging them to, or because you keep asking about it, or because you keep making it obvious that you want him to leave her. Like, he's not going to do it. He's not going to leave her, ever. You're the side chick. You could have got a lot more for this, and now she just looks kind of like, okay, you told, and now what? He has 200,000 more subscribers. What did you get out of this? A yacht trip? Okay. So, at the end of the day, don't get in your feelings if you're going to be the side chick to a married man. Get your money and do your thing. Now let's touch on the wife. And everybody keeps saying leave her alone, but she's been with him for 12 years. 12 years. She knows. She knows what this is. And that's why I think it's time someone talks to her. And like, I feel like it is good that people are like, you need to wake up. You really need to. Like, Like, girl, like, DM me if you need help. Like, seriously, like, you are trapped and you need help. Like, and it's very obvious. And it's kind of sad because she seems like she might be really sweet, but these last couple videos that I watched of her, I saw one from a day ago when she had on the purple hat, and then the one with the army shirt I watched today as well. And I don't know, she just seems very cold, distant, and like she is really like done. Like done, done, done. But then it's like, why don't you just leave? Why don't you just leave? She can't though, because she's in a very I don't know what kind of dynamic they have. Something really, really powerful and disturbing, in my opinion. I'm definitely going off of my notes because of those videos that I watched. I really just wanted to touch on that. And she also talked a lot in those videos about her appearance. Like, and she says, "Oh, I don't come on here to look pretty. I'm not here to look like beautiful. Like, I am here before God," which is like good, but also I think that it's also just kind of like, I don't know, an excuse to not take care of herself, because she's not taking care of herself because she's with a man who makes her feel so low. That's the first thing. And I feel like he picked her specifically because she's low effort, and she has spoken about being insecure. Like if you look down in her further Instagram posts, if they're still up, that is, you can see she talks a lot about how she had a lot of insecurities and how um, how she tried out really hard to simulate to the Instagram ideals, and I tried to wear makeup and try to do this and that, but she she's not that girl. And it's good that she can admit that, but it's unfortunate that he's taken advantage of the fact that in her mind she's accepted, like, oh, I'll never be, I'm not like no Instagram model. Like, that's fine. You don't have to think that you're like drop dead gorgeous, but I think that she really lacks the like, but I'm still okay with how I look, like she's halfway there, and it's unfortunate that he's taken advantage of that she doesn't understand her full worth. And even if she is like, yeah, like, I'm just not like a makeup girl, I'm not into all that, da da da, that's fine. But he's made it her believe that because she's not the makeup and the this and that she's unworthy. And I feel like that's how she's really feeling. I really do. And so really what we can learn is like, really do not ever allow a man to, let you get that low. Like, and it's really a matter of like seeing the early signs and dipping out of there. Like, don't assume that it's going to get better. Do not think that, oh, like, he was just having a bad day and that's why he was being mean. No, he's a dick and he's not going to stop being an asshole. Like, leave. And if you leave, don't ever come back. When you leave, you need to stay gone. Don't let him come back. I don't care how many times he says sorry. Like, that's a boundary that you need to keep. Once you realize, oh no, this dude is like not good for me at all. He's like literally draining my energy. Leave and don't ever come back. Change your number if you have to. And don't text him with your new number. Leave him alone completely. Don't allow him to mind F you. Don't pillow talk you, have you looking like Boo Boo the Fool. Because that's basically what he's done to her. Has just totally strung her out for the past 12 years. Broken her down to I don't even know what. And it's kind of sad. Because if you look like really, 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 really far down, basically at the beginning of the Instagram profile, she was in bands and it seemed like she was doing a lot of interesting things and had hobbies when she had first met him and stuff. And now it's like, that's all gone. Yeah. You can pay me to let me embarrass my man in front of millions of people. If you cheated, I'm like, I gotta go. That's it. That's the end. You can explain that to everybody. You can say your piece if you'd like, but I will not stand next to you, hold your hand, and hey girl, how you doing? There's some audio feedback. Oh no. Hey Bullets Gotti. But yeah, I would. You couldn't pay me $1 million to sit next to the man who cheated on me and co-sign for that. It could never be me. Any woman who values herself will separate themselves from anything and anyone related to that entire situation. Like that's out. Like I would never ever try to co-sign that. I'm not gonna come online and try to co-sign it or say, yeah, he did what he did, but it's now his time to sit with that and, get right with God. Like, yeah, get right with God, but like he could get right with God by himself. Like, you don't need to sit there and be with him while he goes through that. You guys can stay separated, I think. I think that that's the best thing. And I think that they need to stop talking about their love life online. It's absolutely ridiculous. He never really talked about it before, and now they're trying to like throw it out there, and there's no need for it. Like, let it go. It's over. It's done. Finito. Let me see. Oh, it's because I still have my YouTube app open from when I was playing the early music. But yeah, that's my feelings about the whole Derrick Jaxn situation. It's just, I don't know. She needs to learn her worth and she needs to get away from him. Like, I feel like if she spent 6 months away from him, she'd like really see what she could do without him. Matter of fact, a year. 6 months ain't nothing, honestly. 6 months flies by. Go a year. You'll be okay. It might hurt a lot. Your kids can still see him, but you don't have to drop him off. You can have someone else drop the kids off to see him. And you don't have to, avoid him for a whole year. See how great you turn it. see how great you become. I don't know. It's unfortunate that she's in this position though, because she's been in it for a long time. It's not even really a matter of like, oh, like she should have knew better. Like this is all she's really known. She's been with him since high school? College, something like that. So it's like that's really like the only relationship she's ever known. Like, so the only treatment she's really ever known. She doesn't have any other relationships to compare it to. Yeah, I hate it for her too. It's really it's really sucky. And I don't even know what to say. I thought I was going to come on here and have a lot more to say, but then after I watched those videos right before I hopped on, I was like, yikes. I don't even really have nothing. It's just really unfortunate, and Derrick Jaxn should be ashamed of himself. What really pisses me off, actually, let me get to him now that I'm done saying my piece. But Derrick in denial Jaxn. Goodness gracious. This lost man, this full of himself. Oh my gosh. Okay. I used to actually watch him when I was younger. And like for 2 seconds, he sounded really good. Like when I very first got out of my relationship, it sounded really, 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 really good. And I'm like, yeah, definitely. I should have got treated way better. I am a queen. And then after like a couple videos, I was like, bro, stop patronizing me. His tone was what bothered me. And it sounded like a very repetitive message, might I add. Like he just says the same thing over and over and over and over and over with relatively similar videos. And I'm just like, okay, anything else? And when these things came out, I wasn't necessarily surprised because it's like with a man who sounds like he's patronizing me when he's trying to uplift me, I'm not surprised that he's doing like mess. I'm really not surprised. It doesn't shock me. I'm like, it's expected because he doesn't even sound like he believes what he's saying. He's just talking to talk. And when he came on the live stream with his wife gripping his baby hand for dear life, ooh, and didn't even really confess or apologize or own up, he just kind of like said what happened and said that we talked about this already and it's really unfortunate that I got to talk about it again, is what it sounded like. And I just wasn't buying it. I'm like, what is this? Why are you? Where's the apology? Where's the I love my wife and my family and like I don't even talk to those bitches anymore. Like they're nothing. Just yeah. This happened last July and I did this and this and this and not even just non-sexual stuff like chilling at the bar and but sexual stuff too. And then when he reacted to the video, well, dude admitted his wrong, so, is he really guilty? Like, or should he be forgiven? Like, why are you talking to us? Like, he just wants someone to agree with him so badly. Like, he needs to feel like he's not in the wrong for what he did, and I don't understand why. Just take your L. Why does your wife have to come down with you? Why do you have to make it this whole thing? You brought your wife on in a bonnet and pajamas. He did that on purpose. He did it on purpose. I'm telling y'all, all of this seems like it's very purposeful. And I just, gosh, when he very first explained it, that's when he first started talking about the whole God, God, God thing. And then he pulled out his book. He said it's all in this book here. And then he did it again, explaining it with his wife. And then did it again when he was reacting to the video of him and his wife. Like, and that's part of the reason why I also kind of feel like this is a publicity stunt. Because isn't the book about like healing from like adultery? Like, I'm not sure. Like, it all just seems so purposeful. Like, the reason why I feel like he brought her on in the bonnet on purpose was so that people look at, like, he basically, that's his subliminal way of saying, this is what I have to look at every day. Like, you gonna tell me you're not gonna cheat? That's what he's saying without really saying it. I'm sorry. That's what he's saying. Because my first thought when I very first, like, looked at the thumbnail, I was like, why is she in a bonnet? Like, ooh. And then I really had to sit and think and like, nah, this man is trying to, let it be known like this is my wife, like real time. Like why would you bring your wife on here like that? Oh my gosh, if my man even so much as posted a Snapchat of me looking busted, it would be a problem. I would really be like, oh, so you want your friends to think I'm ugly? You and the 100-something people in your Snap to think that your girlfriend is just busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted, huh? Oh, okay. Like, that would be an issue, let alone an entire YouTube video of me looking up now. And he did that so that people look at her sideways, which people are. And is he coming to defend his wife? No. The wife that he loves so much and who they have a new marriage with, Cynthia G. She said, what is a new marriage? How do you get a new marriage? It's the same marriage, the same people. Yeah. I don't know. They just trying to make stuff up to make it not sound as bad as it is. And it's that bad, Derrick. I'm sorry. It's that bad. It really is. There's no other way to put it. There's nothing left to say about it. It's that bad. There's no way you can sugarcoat this. There's no way you can lighten this. Your wife keeps trying to give Bible study lectures to deflect from the fact that her man has completely ruined their marriage and their lives, essentially. I don't know, that's how I would look at it. Like, oh my gosh, you just embarrassed me so bad. Like, I'm gonna walk down the street and people gonna know that I'm the girl who Derrick cheated on with 3 women. 3 women. Not 1, not 2. 3. 1, 2, 3. What? Oh my god. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm. Goodness gracious. I can't. I truly cannot. It blows my mind. It makes me feel like everybody be lying, and this is part of the reason why I think the manosphere was really like hating on him, or not even hating on him. The manosphere was rightfully like get the hell out of here, solely for the fact that he, like I said before, he's very patronizing. Like the way that he talks, like it sounds like you're just very condescending and like talking to me real slow and real. I don't like that. I feel like he's talking to me like I'm stupid. Did you see the stuff about his pastor? Yes, I watched a couple of videos. Actually, let's see if we can pull them up. Would that be fun? I think it would be. Let's do it. Because truthfully, I just woo. Someone said that they're in like a Pentecostal sort of whatever. I don't even know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Hopefully it looks all right. Church. Is this is from the Plain as Jane. I think this is the same video that they were watching a little bit earlier. Share screen. Share audio. Doop. Anyway, how's all you guys' days going while we're doing this? Can you guys see the screen? Hold on, let me see. Oh, there it goes. Oh, no, I didn't mean to remove it. There we go. Let's see. There's probably going to be an ad. Oh, can you guys hear it?
But the biggest storm I had was on a personal level, and getting at that, being in God's grace now. I ain't perfect. She ain't perfect. We still working through our spiritual counsel, but we got to do what we got to do, man. And that's give God glory.
Give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Thank God for his grace.
The Plain as Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black, and she said loves me some black news. She says, is it just me, or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
Did y'all see my screen just freak out? Because it just kicked me out and started acting so wonky. Hopefully everything is back to normal, because goodness gracious. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, let's try this again, because that was weird. What the heck is going on? Why are you doing that? What the hell?
But the biggest storm I had was on
There
a
it goes.
personal level, and getting after that, being in God's grace now, I ain't perfect, she ain't perfect. We're still working through our spiritual counsel, but we got to do what we got to do, man. And that's give God glory.
Give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Thank God for his grace.
The plainest Jane. This is one of my favorite comments here. She says, I loves me some black. And she said, loves me some black news. She says, is it just me or does anyone else get tired of seeing people that don't look like them delivering info about them day in and day out?
Okay, girl, sorry.
Yes, indeed. You know, things are always.
Let's see if I can find the part that it was at.
Said goes to. Okay. So first and foremost, I hope you're feeling all right. I hope your day is starting off amazing, whether you're watching a replay or you're catching me.
Thank you. Hopefully it loads. Oh my gosh, maybe we just won't do that because my Wi-Fi is acting weird today. Anyway, regardless, yeah, we've watched the videos. And Tonya TKO did a really good breakdown of it all. So if you guys want to see all the clips and stuff, she did a really good job. But otherwise, yeah, they're in something called like a, I'm gonna look it up. It's called like a Pentecostal. I don't know what that stuff is, but we're gonna see it. We're gonna see what it is. Pentecostalism is a form of Christianity that emphasizes the Holy Spirit and the direct experience of the presence of God by the believer. Pentecostals believe that faith must be powerfully experiential and not something found merely through ritual or thinking. Pentecostalism is energetic and dynamic. Oh, yep. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely Pentecostals. However, Pentecostals do believe that the biblical pattern is repentance, regeneration, water baptism, which I'm assuming is the spray stuff that they were doing. And yeah, and the baptism with the Holy Ghost. So then like a full baptism, I guess. There were Pentecostal believers who have claimed to receive their baptism with the Holy Spirit while being water baptized, huh? Yeah. Pentecostal worship, for Pentecostals, worship is a full body participatory engagement with God. I guess that's why they have all the party stuff, or it's not a party necessarily, but all the crazy stuff that we saw in the videos is, I'm assuming, from, yeah, they're Pentecostal. Sounds like it, looks like it. Shit, quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Yeah. Ooh, goodness. Yeah, I think my least favorite thing is that they're trying to use God to defend all of this. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, aside from the fact that he embarrassed his wife to hell and back. Is that I feel like they're almost using God's name in vain because they're using it to excuse something that God would never attest to. Like, that's not something that is like an okay thing to do at all, by any means. I don't care. And I'm pretty sure that's grounds for divorce. Thank you. If he cheats on you, that's adultery is pretty much grounds for divorce in every religion. So, yes, by all means. He cheated and he needs to be held accountable for it. And that doesn't mean that you come on here and tell people that we need to essentially like let it go. Like, girl, you need to be angry. Like, we shouldn't, like, the other people should not even be the ones who are upset. And I feel like we're angry for her because it's like, why are you not doing the most? Or maybe she already did the most when she found out last year and like maybe even she's just tired of talking about it, and she's maybe even mad that it came back up again. But I'm not even really sure. It's just blasphemy. Definitely, total blasphemy. Like, oh my goodness, I've never, ever heard the Lord's name used with so much negativity surrounding it. Like, I feel like when she talks about God, it's almost like I feel like God kind of hates me, but I still love God. And I'm just like, I thought religion was created to give us hope and make us feel great and make us feel like there was something better to look for. And like, you're making me feel like I want to die because you're not giving me sane vibes. You're not giving me healthy relationship with anything vibes. And like, especially in the way that Derrick Jaxn uses the Lord is very spiteful. Not even spiteful, strategic, because I've gained a relationship with the Lord, and I da 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 da, and me and God have a relationship, and I've been getting into my word. And what does that have to do with the fact that you cheated on your wife? I still haven't heard an I apologize, and I have been repenting, and I am on my knees begging God to take this off of me and my family, please. Look, I don't hear none of that. I just hear like, yeah, I cheated and I'm trying to do better, okay? Leave me alone. I go to church now, okay? Why you keep messing with like, and that's just like because you need to be held accountable. Like, you didn't have to explain yourself. And although I also kind of feel like it's a publicity stunt, I also feel like this really affected their marriage, and it's time to really talk about it because I don't think they really talked about it. I think that she found out that he was cheating and sneaking, and she may have left for the little time that she left, but she didn't stay gone long enough. By the sounds of it, she stayed gone for a couple days. Because didn't they say she left one day, and then he found God a couple days later, like a week later? What? You found God that fast? You found yourself and figured it out that fast? Only a dummy would believe that. What the heck? When me and my ex broke up, I said, you need to go to therapy. Went to therapy for 2.5 weeks and thought I was taking somebody back. No, no, no. Go for longer. Go for like 2 months and then come back to me and see if we can make it work. But you need to get some help. You need to get some help. And that's exactly what he needs to do. Get some help. They both need some help. Maybe not couples therapy, but they both need some help. She needs to heal from this extreme psychological abuse, and he needs to figure out why he has such narcissistic and abusive tendencies and why he's so manipulative, because there's a root to it. I promise you. Nobody is just born manipulative, as far as I know, at least. So you're not wired that way. So what made you become this super manipulative, evil spirit? Oh, thank you, Mother Earth, for $15. Thank you so much. Much love, much love. But it's really unfortunate. I pray for the best for her, but as far as he's concerned, he really needs to seriously explain himself. I'm sorry, I'm tired of hearing I have a relationship with God and I read my Bible. Okay, and where is the apology? I need a public sob session from you, sir. I'm sorry, I'm not going to believe anything you say. I'm not going to believe that you actually are sorry for what you did to this woman, or for any of your actions, because truthfully, I feel like you brought her on so that you could get some more side chicks to be like, oh, I'm so much prettier than her, look at me. That's exactly, bro, you ain't fooling nobody. You just trying to rack up some more side chicks, that's all. Getting ready for your next book. It's just ridiculous. If I don't see tears and snotty noses, I'm not gonna believe anything that I'm not going to believe him at all. I don't think he will. But I don't think he's sorry, and that's the thing. I don't really expect an apology because I don't really think he's sorry for what he said, or not sorry what he said for what he did. Also for how he's saying it, because he's not even explaining it in real depth. He's really just deflecting the whole time and saying, "Buy my book. I have a whole book about the whole thing." And there's a 30% off code in the description box of this video. Like, what the hell? Oh my goodness. How full of yourself do you have to be? I promise you have to be a special, special, special kind of full of yourself. How self-important, how grandiose sense of being. How many ways can I say it? Like, oh my goodness. And he's a little, oh gosh. In his video, when he was responding to himself, you could hear the anger and irritation in his voice, and it was hilarious to me. I'm like, it's really getting to him. Like, he really needs someone to back him up on this. He really needs someone to back him up on this, like, so badly. Oh my gosh, he's begging for one woman to be like, it's okay, I understand where you're coming, and no one's gonna do it, Derrick. No one's gonna do it. No one. Yeah, before when people would come in and hate on your content, there will be women in there being like, don't hate on him because he's telling the truth. Don't speak on him because you don't like what he's saying. Now it's like, Derrick, shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. And rightfully so. I stopped being a fan of him a long time ago, but rightfully so, girls. Because y'all fed into the fantasy too. Y'all believed his lies too. Y'all deserve to be mad. He cheated on y'all too. Little do y'all know, he lied and deceived and connived. Took all y'all money for them books, card games. It's a sad story all around. But it's even more unfortunate that he gained 200,000 subscribers. While you guys are in the comments, like there's 10,000 of y'all in the comment section yelling at him and saying, fuck you. There's 10,000 who are like, ooh, he's handsome. And who don't even care about his cheating allegations because they still like the videos and like what he says to them. So, either way. This man's not going anywhere, as unfortunate as it is. And he knows he doesn't need to explain himself. And that's why he's not going to. And it sucks because he's embarrassed his entire family. He really has. He's embarrassed his entire family and doesn't have to speak for it because he's going to make money regardless because mammies, pick-meshas, and ladies who just need a little validation every now and then from a muscular man. A beautiful chocolate man. Yeah. Oof. One sec. But shoot, are there any other topics I should talk about? That's pretty much my whole piece on Derrick Jaxn. I really hope that lady leaves him, but other than that, yeah. I don't know if there's even any other more interesting news. That seems like the most interesting thing that's been happening in the manosphere. Or the anything sphere for that matter. Yeah, I don't have any more notes. I said everything that I wanted to say. I be having to write notes though, honestly, because I will go way off track if I don't. That is the God's honest truth. The first time that I went live, or actually I think the first couple times I went, no, it was just the first time I went live. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous and I had no notes and I just was kind of rambling. And I was like, oh my gosh, no. And I had to delete a lot of my videos because I used to do that a lot. I would just like kind of like get on camera and talk. And I thought that was cute, but like it's really not because then you just get to saying what the hell ever. And you're like, ooh, what the heck? I can't keep. You cannot come online and talk like that, Lovey. Oh my goodness. So I had to come on with some notes and have an outline of what I was gonna say before I said it. So that was pretty much everything that I had to say. Anyway, how long have we been on? 45 minutes. Nice. It's not too bad. I think we should listen to his video just for laughs, though. I want to listen to the reaction video just to get a laugh, truthfully. I'm not going to try to show it, but we will hear it.
We almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that. Jaxn here, and today I'm joined by my lovely wife, Tonya. And we just wanted to address a couple of things. You know, we understand that some of you may have already heard, maybe not, that this chapter of our marriage is one that was preceded by a marriage that I completely failed. I would say it just started around August, maybe September of last year. But, you know, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true, some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women outside the marriage. So the same way that I preach it, you know, men and women in this situation need to face consequences of their actions, deserve to be held accountable. Guess what? Derrick Jaxn's no exemption. He's not exempt from that. I'm also not a victim. Nobody made me do this. She didn't make me or push me to do it. The next person didn't make me. No friend influenced me. No matter how I was raised or trauma, whatever. Look, I made decisions. I made a series of decisions. I got to account for it. There's no excuse or justification. I've already made that bed and have had to lie in it. And now we're finally getting on to the other side personally in our own healing, in our own marital oneness. And now this is being made public to you guys. So we're bringing that forth to you guys to let you know where we're at with that.
Yes, so I do want to just add that I agree with what you just said. There is no justification for bringing other women into our marriage on any level. When I found out about it, I left. I did not hesitate or waste time to do so. And I stayed gone. No matter how many times he came, I stayed gone and stood firm on I am not coming back.
Does it really sound like she stood firm when she said that? She said, I stood firm and I said, I'm not coming back. Yes, you sound so strong and firm when you say you're not coming back. Okay, girl, you sure? I ain't hear no bass in your voice. But you sure had a little bit of bass when you was telling people to lay off your man, because that's his battle with him and God. But let's continue.
And I did not come back until I seen a shift and a change in his mentality. So there's nothing out there right now that is information that I don't already know about or haven't known about. And so this is not something that is new. We have moved forward from it. We have gotten counsel for it and continue to do so. He is still continuing to pursue God and continuing to seek guidance and wise counsel from men of God. So today, where I'm at is at peace, and I proudly stand by his side, and I have no chapter in this story. We are continuing to move forward, and we are just now sharing that with you. I forgave him, and most importantly, God has first forgiven him, and I also forgive the others as well. And with that, we are free and moving forward. So that's all I have.
If you get nothing else from what I've ever said over the last 9 years or right here in this video, please get this. Nothing is right until it is right with God. Nothing works until it comes into alignment with biblical standard of how God told us to do things, especially when we're talking about a marital, spiritual covenant.
You know, you cannot do this by your own understanding, your own intelligence, your own willpower, your own values. You have to have the grace of God to break free from certain things, to stay away from certain things, to not operate from your lowest self, whatever it may be. So, when I looked in the comments of this video, I don't know if homeboy was trolling or not, but he said, D, I think I want to see a reaction to this video. So let's do it. And by the way, I'm going to speak in third person. A lot of you already seen this, but this is Derrick Jaxn. A lot of people on his license. I already forced her to do this video. Like, she looks super uncomfortable, like she doesn't want to be there. But then I watched their live chat that they did right afterwards, and, you know, I kind of caught that this is just a part of her personality, so that kind of explains somewhat of her demeanor. You know, she clearly has a mind of her own, if you saw the...
I don't believe this at all. That is not how she normally is. And I think that she was not this person before you broke her down. Is she really? I don't think so, but continue, sir.
Live chat too, and she said that the live chat even was her idea. So with that, cool. She wants to stand by her husband. She feels like he's worth it. She has that right. Now, as far as what he said, I understand and I completely applaud him taking accountability, because too many times we see dudes and they got this sob story about how they was.
Doesn't he sound so much more like I don't know. His voice just doesn't sound like the normal, see, ladies, this is how a man's supposed to treat you. He sounds very like, yeah, I agree with him. Like, he made some good points, and she said that the live was even her idea. Like, so that's probably just part of who she, like, he sounds defensive. He sounds like he's guilty. Anyway, let's continue.
Was raised, and they broke it home, and the goldfish died, and they never seen a marriage and all that. He didn't do that. He just took accountability. But I hope he understands that all the accountability in the world is not going to rebuild broken trust. Not on a personal level, and even with the public that he's addressing. Like, even his most loyal supporters at this point will probably have a raised eyebrow from this point forward whenever he wants to condemn another man for something like this, and rightfully so. So
no, sir, you can never, ever, 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 ever speak on any sort of relationship at all. I'm sorry. You need to just change your entire content, because nobody cares what you need to say anymore, especially when it comes to healthy relationships, because you clearly don't have one. You cheated on your wife with 3 women, and that's only 3 that came out. The rest probably don't care. But, sir, you can never say your 2 cents on someone's relationship ever again. It's just impossible to do. Unfortunately for you.
Hopefully he understands that. And I also thought it was very intriguing how he brought in God at the end. I don't really hear him speak like that. So, do it God's way or else it's going to fail. Now, if I saw that a couple of years ago, I honestly would have called BS. I honestly would have been like, nah, dude, like, you can't use God as a scapegoat. As if you not having Jesus is why you did what you did. Like, if Jesus was there with you when you was with those other women, Jesus would have zipped up your zipper for you. That's not how it worked. Like, who are you kidding? But now I have a relationship with God for myself, so I hear things a little bit differently. And what I heard whenever he said that was that, when you go into a godly commitment, which marriage is supposed to be, you can't lean on your own understanding. You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by your own willpower, your own good intentions and vows and love for a person. If you go into a godly commitment, you have to lean on God. You have to do things like to God's standard. You have to rely on God's grace. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it for the long term. And that I can personally relate to. Now, regardless, whether you like them, love them, or hate them, I think this is a great example as to why we don't need to be putting anybody on the pedestal. Nobody. And I think a lot of women did that. And I'm not even going to say it's the women's fault by themselves, because this dude, he never really showed his struggle. We understand, we're all humans and we all make mistakes.
Why is he humble bragging, though? Oh, these people don't really know what you've been through, so yeah, they, put you up on a pedestal. Like, bro, cut the act. Like, oh my goodness.
But he never showed those mistakes, not for real. I think he wrote about it or something like that. But he never showed that side, so it's not really all on the women. But I've seen a lot of women put this dude on the pedestal to the point of idealizing him and even comparing their man to him. Like, they'll compare their man's good, bad, and ugly whole story to Derrick Jaxn's snippet. You know, which is, of course, a standard nobody can meet consistently. That's like a dude taking a picture of another woman who's in shape and she got a 4-pack and, you know, she just beautiful and all of that stuff and her body's just super tight, and him comparing his woman to that woman because his woman got a couple extra pounds from having a baby. Meanwhile, he don't know that woman in the picture may not even be able to have children. She may be struggling with that and coping with it by working out 2-3 times a day. She may have an unhealthy body image, and that's why she works out obsessively and consistently.
Alrighty, they cut me out again. Goodness gracious. I think my laptop keeps over. Yeah, I think it is my laptop that's overheating. So what what am I gonna do? This maybe that'll help. I don't know. I guess my laptop is overheating. It feels kind of warm at the bottom. So I'm thinking that that's what it is. Hopefully it won't keep giving me an issue because gosh.
Scenes without anybody knowing. Of course, this part is gonna blow up, but he's been putting in the work to kind of reconstruct where that all had been broken since last year. So I don't think it's a double life thing, but you don't know what struggle somebody has behind the scenes. You don't know their shortcomings. You don't know where they're falling short. So it's just not wise to compare, you know, on any level. Nonetheless, I know some people will see this type of video, even though he's come forward and he's been completely honest. Some people are just gonna.
Oh my gosh. The worst part is that he just won't admit that he really fucked up. He just keeps trying to find every way to excuse it and just be like, dude, I've owned up, just let it go. And it's like, no, we're not gonna let it go. You have millions and millions of followers. No. We're not gonna let it go. We're not gonna let it slide. No, they're gonna get on your ass and you're gonna get your ear chewed off. If you got it chewed off last year when she found out, well, you're in for another butt whooping. Okay? Goodness gracious. No, I'm sorry. You need to really feel the wrath. And I'm gonna say it again. He has never felt the real wrath of a woman. And now it's coming at him full speed. And he doesn't know what to do. He's freaking out, buddy. As he should. Because you just lied to all these women for all these years. And got away with it. And now we're looking at you like you've probably cheated with way more women than just the 3 that came out. Had to have been. There is no way that this man was only cheating with these 3 women. This is not the first time he's done this. I promise you. Alright. So that is the end of my live stream, I think. It's 9:21 and I've got to get ready to finish off for the rest of the night. I gotta make dinner and stuff, y'all. So, alrighty. I will catch you all later. Thank you again to Mother Earth for donating. I appreciate it so, so much. And, before anybody leaves, if you are into beauty and skincare, lifestyle, candles, all that good stuff, I own a subscription box company, the Foxy Box Co. And it's 5 to 7 awesome products every single month sent out to you for only $25 a month. So if you're interested, check it out at thefoxybox.co. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night and peace.